Hello and welcome to the GradMissions Office Hours podcast. I'm Autumn.
Hi everyone, I'm Lizanne.
Hi, I'm Logan. Okay, it's that time of year.
Mhm.
Wrapping gifts, ordering things on Amazon. I've got 1,000 boxes stacked up on my porch. Everything from tiny toy cars to Barbie Dream House to a school bus slide I bought on Facebook Marketplace. It's piling up. The other thing that I feel in the air
Mhm.
is utter meltdown anxiety from med and law students. Autumn,
If your inbox looks like mine, you're absolutely right.
what, how do we help these people at this stressful time of year? They need to be focusing on getting gifts for mom and dad, significant others. How do we ch rechannel the energy
Mhm.
from admissions anxiety to something more productive?
Xanax in the water supply is my bet. That's my recommendation. I'm not a doctor. I don't play one on TV, but that's the plan. Um, just kidding. You might be surprised to hear this because you're like, Autumn, your clients always get in. Like they always get, according to the ABA 509 report, they get 15 to 23% higher scholarship offers when they work with you. Why are they panicking? Same question back to you. Why are they panicking? Well, the reason they're panicking is because what they're doing matters. It matters to them, it matters to the world, it matters to their future clients and their future patients. And they know that. And a lot is riding on this one little decision happening. And the reason the reason that you're feeling so panicked is because you care, and that is actually a really good sign, right? That tingling means it's working. It means you're in the right place, but you have done everything you can. And what I see right now, yesterday I had a mom email me the letter of continued interest that she herself wanted to send to the school of her daughter, um, advocating for her. And I was like, Mama, we gotta tone it down. We gotta dial it back
Please
just a
don't do
little bit.
that. Please
Well
don't.
intentioned, right? But like that's gonna hurt her chances in the end. Um, it comes from a good place. But if you have done this right, it is excruciating. I don't know how to say it other than that. We advise if you're a law student to submit your application the first week of September. We advise if you're a med student to submit your application the first week of May. That makes for a very long waiting period. But if you do it right, it takes some time. Here is the other thing that we are seeing. Law school admission numbers have never been higher. There's never been a worse time to go to law school. I'm sorry to tell you that. Um, what that means is that the same number of staff members are parsing through 50% more applications than they looked at 2 years ago. It takes some time. The fact that your application is already in, and we're recording this on December 10th, 2025, if your application is already in, you're in good shape. If you're going to get it in by MLK Day, you're probably in pretty good shape. If you're planning to submit your law school application after that, you need to wait and apply in September. The end. I'm not going to work with you if you want to apply this cycle. Love you, not going to do it. If you're a med student, here's the thing that you need to know. Med schools are experiencing the same number of banana numbers of applications, but they are having budget cuts, right? These NIH cuts have impacted med schools in really interesting ways. And they don't cut faculty, they cut staff. And guess who moves applications through the process in a med school? Guess who schedules interviews and manages the interviewer calendar? Logan and I used to try to manage doctors' calendars. Holy smokes, it is bananas. So if you're hearing on Reddit that, like, oh, no one's heard from this school, no one's gotten an interview, yes, that's just the nature of things. Calm down.
It's everyone that's in this waiting game. So I think what we're seeing a lot of is, well, was my application must not have been, what it needed to be. And that's not the case, especially if you've worked with us. It's just a waiting game at this point. And obviously, we understand the anxiety. You're going home for Christmas. Auntie Carol's going to be asking what law school you're going to. It's a stressful time for sure, but it's not just you. It's everyone is waiting. Everyone is on a pause right now. Understand the anxiety, but don't panic.
Don't panic.
I just decided to ask ChatGPT, what are some ways to distract yourself? It is unhinged.
No, read them, read them, read them.
ChatGPT is not well. The first one is to invent a fake hobby to distract yourself. Okay, something niche like sourdough, bird watching, competitive Lego stacking.
Uh,
Okay, I mean,
Okay.
I don't know why those things have to be fake hobbies. I think those are real
Those
hobbies
are
for
real
some
hobbies.
people.
Yeah.
But now is not the
Di
time to try and keep something alive.
That's the truth. The second one is diagnose yourself with a fake legal condition,
What?
portal refresh disorder, compulsive deadline imagining, write a personal statement addendum for your pet,
Okay.
practice mindfulness, but in a chaotic way. The example is meditate, but instead of a calm ocean, imagine your applications floating peacefully down the river while you shout, "Go faster!"
Logan, I don't know how to tell you this, but it's sort of like the boy who's like, well, every time I log on to this Instagram, it's just pictures of girls in bikinis. And I'm like, the algorithm knows your history. So all those chaotic things that you're reading, Logan, is actually just a representation of what you put into your chat. So first of all, you're on my prayer list at the very top. Second of all, I think some of those things are worthwhile. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I mean, it would occupy time. That's
Mhm.
for sure.
Mhm. It
So,
would. It would. You all need to know that you are embarking, whether you're going into med school or you're going into law school, you're embarking on a journey where there's going to be a lot of hurry up and wait. Your grades posting in each class and module, your whether or not you got into the law review, whether or not your research paper is going to be published, your step exam pass fail, your MPRE and bar results, like you are embarking on a career where there's a lot of this very public yes or no going on. And so finding the ways to control what you can, which include your own emotions and those emotional responses, is important. And this is where Autumn says, if you don't have a therapist, probably you should get one. It's a really good time to do that. I always recommend things like getting your eyes checked, figuring out which foods make your body feel good, moving your body so that you get those endorphins going. Like these are the kind of things when people are like, how do I get ready for med or law school? Get yourself as healthy as you can, physically, but also mentally. Thoughts on this?
Absolutely.
I
Absolutely.
think that's absolutely right. And those are life skills too. I mean, you're going to go through other life changes and cross other life hurdles. I mean, this is something that's repeatable throughout history or
Mhm.
throughout the rest of your life.
I've given this illusion before, but I have a 2-year-old right now, and she is at that phase where she thinks if she closes her eyes, we can't see her. So she's horrible at hide and seek. Horrible, right? Like she thinks she can hide behind a flagpole. I'm like, sister, I can see your little booty right there. I think sometimes we are in the toddler stage of our professional degrees when we're applying to law and med school, and we think that we are the only applicant in that pool, right? If they haven't responded to me, it's because they read my application and they hate me. They have a picture of me and they have a dartboard and they've plastered my picture on that dartboard and they're throwing darts at me and this is personal. Let me just tell you that that's not true. And that the people working at these law and med schools, look, if you're on Spotify or YouTube, look at our faces. Look at my face, look at Logan, look at Lizanne. We have little children who are depending on us for Christmas. We have families who we are providing for. We have medical. It's winter. Our kids are going to get the flu. They're going to get a cold. They're teething. They don't sleep. Autumn, you're being self-reflective. Yes, yes, I am. Things are going on. These are people. People run law and med school admissions, and you are not the only person in that applicant pool. Do not take someone's leaving you on red in their inbox or leaving your law school or med school application tracker in the in review for 2 or 3 extra weeks. Please do not take it personally. It is not, it is a process. It is a lot of work. Mercifully, LSAC does not give an LSAT in December anymore, but I can remember one year the LSAT scores released on Christmas Eve. And my inbox completely exploded. And I actually spent Christmas Eve assembling a bike with my husband. And then after we got that done and we got all the gifts for the man from the North Pole, us like helping him out with that, I got on my inbox and I responded to people because I knew they were feeling so nervous and scared. But like not every law school admissions officer is as unhinged as me, right? Like they are not going to respond. And this is just a quiet period. They're getting their kids through finals. They are at school. They are and a lot of times they're proctoring these accommodated exams for their law or med school. I mean, Logan and I used to have to sign up to proctor these accommodated exams at the med school.
Mhm.
Lizanne and I at the law school. So, like, that's
And
what they're
yeah,
doing.
that's a word for the staff too, are doing a lot of other duties as assigned at this
Other
time.
duties as assigned.
Yeah.
That's right. And staffs are skeletons right now,
Yeah,
skeleton crews, like small,
absolutely.
small, small. The other thing is, they actually have this time when there aren't a million students in the building. And so they're trying to do all the things they need to do to get ready to admit you in the spring. They're planning your admitted students day. They're planning section release parties and orientations and things like that because you actually have a quiet minute. And once you come back after MLK, woo, it is on fire till May. Like that's just academia. So again, just do not think it's personal that, oh, I wrote that one sentence in my personal statement. I shouldn't have said it, and that's why they're not responding to me. That is like the toddler closing her eyes in hide and seek.
Autumn, and maybe this isn't helpful, so maybe this isn't necessarily an answer to give, but is there a time where you would advise someone to start worrying?
Oh, that's such a good question. So, the bulk of med school interviews are happening between, end of November and mid-February. That's kind of the peak of interview invites. It's a little different for DO. That window is quite winder. I sound like my papa. That window is a little
That's my job
wider.
on the podcast, Autumn.
Exactly. Try to auto cap that.
Yeah, for
Um, So, it's a little wider for the DO schools. For law schools, so like if you get to Valentine's Day and you haven't gotten an interview invite, it's time to retake the MCAT. It's time to study for and retake the MCAT. But other than that, like I wouldn't panic. Like things happen, we had clients last cycle who started working with us later, got absent a little bit later for med school, who didn't get their interview and invite till April, May, June, right? Like this happens. In law school, most of the law schools who we're hearing from, we're going to these virtual sessions, information sessions. They're saying they're not even going to start looking at applications until after January, just because of the November LSAT score posting and all of this stuff. And even then, there's a Jan score. They're probably some of these law schools are going to wait and see your January score and then make decisions. So April, May for law, that's when I would really get worried. I think now is not the time to panic. To close all this out, I want you to breathe in everything that you've worked so hard for. And I want you to breathe out everything that you can't control, right? And that is a practice that you might get used to doing. Breathe in the things that are good, breathe out the things that don't serve you. Go for a run, go see a movie that makes you laugh, settle into a Hallmark movie or that your comfort show, your emotional support show. If you are not one of our clients and you just want to have me talk you down from the ledge because you're nervous and you're not even going to be able to like book a package with us because it's too late and you've already applied, but you just need to like talk through what you did, make an appointment. Like that's what we're here for. Go back and listen to our whole, catalog of podcast episodes. We've given a lot of really good advice about handling things like letters of continued interest. That is the one thing I will say. Uh, if you're still in school and your fall grades are about to post, update AMCAS and LSAC with them if they went up. If they didn't go up, hold your horses. It's the name of this episode, hold your horses. But if you have, and if your GPA went up even 0.01, that's worth an email to say, hey, great news, my GPA went up because you're going to get to report a higher GPA to US News, to the ABA, to AMA, all of these things. Perfect. Um, I also really, really, on the law school side of things, you need to be making appointments to visit your law schools even if you're not going to be able to make those visits until Feb, March, you're still going to get the points for it. It's sort of like inviting people to your wedding who you know won't be able to attend, but they're going to send you a really great espresso machine anyway, right? You get the credit for being on that law school's calendar, and it's going to make your application look a lot more tasty when you have that skin in the game. So there's a little tidbit that you get for free. Thank you all so much for joining us. This is actually going to be the end of our season 2 on GradMissions Office Hours. We're going to take a couple of weeks to snuggle our kids and enjoy the twinkle lights and hot cocoa, but we'll be back with some fresh ups for you all in January. Calm down.
Absolutely. Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.